Gillian, hope you're all good. Hi, everyone.
All good here. Tell us a little bit more about GhostÉire.
Well, fine. GhostÉire was set up in 2009. Myself, I was a security guard, and we went out with a group of colleagues to a wooded area in Killarney National Park. And from watching programs like Most Haunted and Ghost Hunters that were on Sky TV, we conducted a few sessions of experiments using tape recorders, mirror scrying, which is looking into a mirror, and we did it for a few hours there, and all was good there. But I continued on the hobby, the interest. The rest of the colleagues there no longer with the team, and thanks to social media and all that, I reached out to other people there if they're interested in joining the team of paranormal investigators or stroke ghost hunters. And we've been going now for the past 13 years, investigating locations around the country and abroad to see if there is any afterlife, to see if there's any unusual, untypical phenomena that occurs.
And clearly you're finding something, so you wouldn't be going for so long.
Well, it's been like most of us in the team now have had a background before. We met up the past 13 years. But yeah, we've been going for 13 years. I know it doesn't sound long. The oldest paranormal psychical research group is 160 years old. It's in England. But we've been on for 13 years. But in terms of other groups and teams in Ireland, it's probably one of the oldest groups around at the moment.
Well, this book that's been published, it features a chapter on the Frank McCourt Museum. So tell us a little bit about your visit there and explain what happened.
So if nobody knows what the Frank McCourt Museum is, it was situated in Hartstone Street in Limerick City, and it used to be called Limerick School. So it's it's a notorious, famous building. It's featured in Angela's Ashes, and Frank McCourt went to school there. But thanks to Una Heaton, we managed to conduct an investigation on the site. And we, with the past 13 years, we've brought in new equipment, tuned in more spiritual, as you can say, be more accurate in reviewing stuff, as in getting used to environmental factors like EMF or infrasound that may cause a paranormal phenomena to occur. But what we got was voices over recordings. Myself, there seemed to be a voice that came through myself, and it seemed to be like a child's voice, a very small child's voice. And the way the pronunciation of the words and what words were used weren't what I thought my own words. And I was slightly confused. It was during a seance, which is a sit-in, and that's what we got through there. And there was other voices that came up on the recordings there, and nothing malicious. There was a bit of residual energy. Residual energy is like spirit energy that's one with the building or area. It's like a tape. It keeps on playing back. So that's what we got in the Frank McCourt Museum.
So this child, can you remember what the child's voice said through you?
I've actually got it. It's written in the book there. I'm going to actually just read a little what it said through me. It said, I'm small. So this is a little extract from the book. It says, Anthony chuckled. He spoke, yet the sound of his voice sounded suppressed. I'm small, he said. And his voice reset to how he would normally talk, but the vocabulary was strange. So it was like a child voice, and the rest of the team that was there with me were just looking at me, like staring at me. What are you saying? Like, you know. Yeah. So I was concentrating on this little double-decker toy bus that was on the table. So it's interesting to know if our unconscious minds are tuning into the spirits, if their spirits' unconscious minds are tuning into us, as in if we're contacting an entity that's supposedly able to communicate and be aware of us, our cognizance, then we should be able to they should be able to tune in with us as well, and use maybe even telepathy, which is thought transfer into ourselves.
So do you think you came across a past pupil of that school through that?
Probably it's the building, I think it was 1850s. It was originally, I think it was a Church of Ireland school there. But I think in the 1920s there, I wouldn't be too sure. I think it was 1920s. It was open to all religious orders there. But I think it was a child coming in. Now, there was apparently a woman in the school area that was in the corner of the room that was supposed to be there. But there's other voices there. Like there's an old playground, probably some of the listeners would know of there. It was formerly, in the last few years, it was the museum, and then it was a snooker hall there. But there was a playground down below where the snooker hall was. People would know this now from the Frank McCourt Museum. And there was a playground, and we seemed to get voices of children down there as well. So it wasn't any malevolent energies around. They were all nice. It was very fascinating there, Gillian.
And did you get a sense of certain smells and things like that as well while you were there?
I think we did get smells. Now I have to go back over the book there, But on investigations, we do get certain smells there. We get every bit of the senses can change. It's not just the five main senses. You could have a change in balance, change in time, change in even gagging. That's another different kind of sense there. Change of movement. You might be expressing yourself in a particular unusual way where other people might notice that. But on investigations that we've in County Limerick, we've done a Springfield Castle, in County Limerick, Drumconra, near Newcastle West. There was interesting. That was probably one of the most significant places of unusual, untypical occurrences were happening. It was like croaking noises coming in, and there was voices coming over the ghost box, which is the type of device that scans the airwaves. So the spirits were able to manipulate that. We've been places like King's John's Castle. Firesgate Theatre was a place where we got smells, particularly smoke and fire. But I think the theatre did actually get gutted, or whether it had a fire years ago. So people were picking up on that, not just ourselves as a team, but guests were picking up on it there as well. That's
the Friarsgate Theatre in Kilmallock?
Yes, that's the theatre in Kilmallock, yes. Beautiful place, nice owners there.
Yeah, jeepers, I'm glad we're having this chat post-Halloween as opposed to before Halloween, because I think I'd have turned off all my lights and hidden in the bed if we'd done it before Halloween. Is Halloween a particularly busy time for spirits and that kind of thing?
I suppose it's to do with, it's ingrained in our system, like in Ireland, our Irish culture there. Halloween is supposed to have originated from a cave in Roscommon, on the Gap, where the Mulligan and Queen Maeve are supposed to reside. But I suppose it's time to reflect on those that have passed over the year and years. And traditionally, though, people used to celebrate. I suppose it's the harvest, it's the end of the year. We got through it. Let's just knuckle down for the winter. And I suppose it's the time of reflection, and with All Souls Day and All Saints Day, and like in seen in Mexico the past few days, the Day of the Dead, it's a time where we try and remember and look back on those that have passed, our ancestors there. So in Ireland, it's a particular amazing thing to hint up.
Yeah, well, the book is called Drowned Out Voices, and it contains written and audio-visual accounts of the work of GhostÉire at locations all over the country, including, as we said, the former Limerick School or Frank McCourt Museum in Limerick, and it's available to buy online. Anthony Kerrigan of GhostÉire, thanks for joining us on Limerick Today this morning.
Always, Jillian. Go Margaret.